introduction of this financial inclusion data working group. So the first thing I would like to mention is the importance of measurement. We believe that it is important to set first a baseline in order to have an initial assessment on the current situation regarding financial inclusion. So the first thing to do that is to take the existing data that is available and to find the gaps on the information. Then we have to define a strategy to fill those gaps, and in that way we will have a more precise initial point. So with that initial number, we can now define strategies, specific strategies in each country based on data. In that way, regulatory reforms will respond to gaps with appropriate policy solutions, and then we will be able to measure impact and implement changes if needed. With that in mind, last year it was recommended to create this working group in the first policy forum because of the importance of data. So basically, it's to create a common framework of understanding of the issues and choices surrounding the measurement of financial inclusion. So this working group had the first meeting in Malaysia in June 2010. The basic objectives of this working group are three. The first one is to develop a common framework among AFI members for measuring financial inclusion, including the components and indicators. So in this way, it is important to agree conceptually on the definition of financial inclusion, or maybe not exactly the definition, but as we have said, it's important to discover the components surrounding the concept of financial inclusion. And in this way, we can establish consensus on the indicators or metrics to measure financial inclusion, and in that way we can compare information between countries. The second objective is to share lessons learned on target setting, survey methodology, analysis, and usage of data to inform policy making. That means to discuss different methods of analysis and lessons learned in matching data and policy response. The third objective is to promote the adoption of the framework in a broader international context, including the use of a common framework in the countries of the working group members. So in that way, as I told you, we can compare information between countries. So now this is the current list of the members of the working group. As you can see, we have 3 countries from America, 4 from Asia, and 5 from Africa. The first activities that we have done so far is that we have a common agreement on the first 2 components of financial inclusion, that is access and usage. Additionally, the working group has started to define a first set of indicators of these 2 components. The supply side data is more related to access indicators. This is the geographic distribution, financial infrastructure, and the number of active accounts, for instance. And the demand side is tell us how many persons use a determined or a specific product or instrument, and more important is it tells us about the non-users and why they are not using the financial services. So with that 2 components, first we can have a national profile of financial inclusion. Now, I would like to talk briefly about the Mexican experience in measurement and how this initiative started. In Mexico, this project started 2 years ago with the initiative of the President of the National Banking Commission. There was a revision of the general strategy of the Commission, and finally, it ended up with a mission that includes the financial inclusion component. So, because of that, there was a creation of a new area to analyze the importance of financial inclusion in the development of the financial system. So this area has 4 main activities. The first one is the alignment and mapping. And as I told you, it is our first task was to define and promote the concept of financial inclusion, divided by its components, and to get consensus on all the stakeholders, because it is important that we are talking in the same language in this topic. Then we have the measurement. What we did first, we took all the supply side data, the regulatory reports, and we tried to find all the information that was useful to calculate the basic indicators. And then we calculating the indicators, and we already have like a baseline to start measuring progress.